Okay, so today, long awaited sticky toffee pudding. Awesome. And this recipe comes from Nigella Lawson, but she got it from Marco Pierre White, who has a restaurant called Mirabelle. Do you know where that is?
London.
London, yeah, I thought so. Anyway, but Nigella always simplifies things and makes them just easy to do, even if there's kids running around or whatever. I think that's her whole thing. So I really like this recipe. So a couple of things to prepare. First of all, what pan are you going to use? Now, my favorite, but I'm not using it today, is to do it in an actual pudding basin. I love my little pudding basin. Isn't that sweet? Look at that, the little lid.
Where did you get that?
I got that years and years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I need to be on speaker view so that you see me, but I'm not. I don't know why we're not seeing me. But anyway, hopefully I'll come back. Anyway, so this has a tube. So when I make this, I use a double batch, and then I do it in a bain-marie, in a water bath. And that is my favorite way to do it. And I do that for Christmas Day usually. But this year, because it's COVID, I'm going to do them in individual ramekins, which I'll show you in a second. But you can also just do it in a square pan. And I have made it, when I first made it, I made it just in a square pan. And that's perfectly fine as well. Anna, can you go on mute, please?
How do I do? Oh, okay.
Because maybe that'll bring up my face and it will come in closer. I'm not exactly sure. If everybody's on mute, that should work. Is that working yet? Okay. There is Lynn. Did she get in? Okay, Lynn has just arrived as well. I'm just going to let her come in, but I don't understand why I am not coming up as the biggest face. I need to come up. I'm talking, but there I am now. I need to pin myself, I think. If I can, anyway. Yes, okay, great. So yeah, so you can use just a square pan as well. The other thing, and so like I said today, I'm just going to use, because I want it to cook fast, because I'm videotaping. And also I think for during COVID, if then I want to share that I have individual ones, I'm using individual ramekins, which have been buttered and floured. The oven's on at 325. I'm going to post all of this. This recipe is done in British style in weights, which is wonderful because weights are always more accurate. But I have also converted it into volume, which I will post when I post the recipe, okay? So we start with the dates. Now I did these in advance, so they'd be cool. So I want you to see, there's the date slurry. So to make the dates, you start with 150 grams of dates, and I just use these guys, the baking dates that come in a slab like that, because they're easy to chop and they're pitted, and they're very nice. They're Jaffa dates. So 150 grams, chop them up, and you put them in a bowl with 150 mils of water and a teaspoon of baking soda. And the reason for the baking soda is it breaks down the skins so that they will make a slurry. And then after about leave that about half an hour. And then on the stove, boil them for about 5 minutes, stir them, and then take them off and cool them and just stir them, and they become a puree. See the puree? Just like that. And you can even stir it up a bit more. So that's the dates. Absolutely the key ingredient is sticky toffee pudding. So that's what I have ready. So in the meantime, I've softened some butter. It doesn't take a lot. It's 60 grams of butter. I'm going to put that in my bowl. I have to turn my camera here. Bobby, this would be the time. Well, maybe not. You might be able to see it all right. I'm going to put 60 grams of soft butter. Room temperature is key for good baking, always. Bob, can you plug that in for me, please, hon? Right there. Yep. I decided to just use my hand beaters. I could have definitely used the stand mixer as well. Paddle attachment.
Can't get it in.
All right, I'll do it.
Because of that big plug in you've got there.
Okay, here we go. Making it nice and light and creamy. And then we're going to add to that 150 grams of brown sugar. So I'm going by weights because, you know, I could do it by volume because I have figured that out, but I'm going to do it by weight. Because it really, honestly, I wish all my recipes were in weights. So much more accurate. 150 grams. I watched the Great British Baking Show, and they're always doing it by weight, and it looks like they're just winging it because you can't see the scale, but I know they're weighing. I know that's what they're doing. I'm a little over. Take a little bit out. Such a better way to calibrate. Okay, so 150 grams of brown sugar. Eggs at room temperature. Again, using Anna's trick just to warm them up in warm water if they've just come out of the fridge. Always good practice to do your eggs one at a time. Straight down the sides. That's all there is to that. That's very simple. Now, just a second. We're going to add the flour and baking powder. So again, I'm going to weigh my flour. It's all-purpose flour, and it is 180 grams, which is about a cup. There we go, 180 grams of flour and a teaspoon of baking powder. She doesn't even call for salt, interestingly enough. This is just going to go through the sieve. It's done. This is what it looks like. Lower beater speed, obviously, to stir in the flour. So that's quite thick and beautiful caramely color. Now I'm going to add a dates. Working in tight quarters here to stay on camera. This is all there is to this. This is it. Okay. So it's basically just a date cake. And now I'm going to put this into the ramekins, and I'm going to pop it in the oven, and then we're going to make the sauce, which is, of course, the what makes it sticky toffee, not just a date cake. Okay, let's get this into the ramekins. So about 3/4 full. And then this makes lovely individual little servings. I didn't have 6 the same, 2 bigger ones. Try to make them as even as we can. Let's see. Just a sec. Again. Anybody see my spatula? Not waste any. Right, I want you to see. Sorry. Bobby, can you come on over and hold that up? There we go. There they are in the ramekins. Now, I could do a bain-marie here. It'll take longer to cook, but there'll be lovely pudding texture then, you know, Christmas pudding texture if I did it in bain-marie. But Nigella doesn't call for that. That's a Sandy edition. I've done them in a bain-marie, but I'm going to do them today just in the 325-degree oven without water because I want them to cook quickly so that I can show you the end. They'll only take 10 to 12 minutes. So they're going to go. All right. Okay, put that down. So now, while that's cooking, I'm going to switch over to my phone. So you're just going to have to give me a sec to figure out that technology. And I'll get Bobby to come over and hold the phone so that we can make the sticky toffee sauce, which is the good part, right? At the stove, because it's quite interesting to watch, actually, I think. Okay, so just give me a sec. I have to figure this part out. I have to do screen share, iPhone, share, and then I have to do this. Can you still not see me, Fiona? Turn yourself on.
Yeah, I can see you as a small image and we can see screen mirroring. It's your phone that's come up.
Yeah, my phone's come up, but before that you weren't seeing what I was doing?
Yes,
There we were,
yes,
yes.
we've seen
Oh,
you.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is just going to start, we're going to put the phone on. Oh, I think that's already happening. I have to go to the, oh, I shouldn't have touched that. Hang on. I got confused for a sec. Okay,
And then just
that
go
should be working. Now I have to go to camera.
to camera. Oh, and ignore the message I just sent you.
Yeah, and ignore the message you just sent me. All right, here's the, oh, I had the camera. Camera. Okay, you
Excellent.
can see me now? All right, I'm gonna turn this around so you can see me like that. There, how's that? Yes, good or not good?
It's frozen just for a second. It takes a moment sometimes for things to change on the phone.
I
Okay,
see the Christmas tree big and I see you little over with the guests.
The camera's frozen, so just go out of it again, Sandy.
okay. Maybe if I go into video, how's that?
I would just go out of that app, go back to your main screen, and then come back in and see if that unfreezes.
How's this?
No, it's
Frozen?
frozen. You'll have to redo the screen share thing.
Have to start all over.
Yeah.
Okay, stop share.
Yeah, and now go back in.
Let's start this again. Share. Yes, this wants me to do all this, which I've already done. So I have to do, this may not work, guys. We may not, I had it, I thought it worked because it looks like it's working to me.
Oh no, it was working. It just froze. It, you know, sometimes either the phone or the Zoom
Do you
thing.
see the Christmas tree now?
Not yet. Just wait.
Choose Zoom.
Have you chosen your camera?
Okay, no, I've got to go back. Sorry, I've got to do the,
You know, it's better if you have a cable like hooked into
I do have a cable.
and hook it
Into
into your
your
laptop.
into your laptop and your phone.
Yeah, I do have that. No, that's not the right end. Okay. Guys, you know what? We're not gonna do this. It's gonna take too long and I'll never get there. So I'd have to go in the other room. Bobby, I just want you to come over here and hold this camera instead. Okay, so come on over here. Don't worry about that cord. Just undo that one. Come on over here. Okay, I still thought I had that worked out. Okay, so let me get my recipe. All right, so we have butter, lots of butter. It's 200 grams of butter. Okay, like that. That's great. I always have to keep because you can't see it. I'm going to put 200 grams of butter and I'm going to melt it. I decided to use this cast iron because I thought maybe it wouldn't. I find my gas stove is really, really hot and it comes up around the sides of the pan. And I thought for making this toffee sauce, it would go to crystallize too fast. I didn't feel I'd like to have enough control. So I'm going to melt the butter in here. And then it takes, of course, it's an English recipe, caster sugar. I don't know where to buy caster sugar. That's really hard to find, but I know how to make it. You just put granulated sugar in the blender for a couple of whirs and you get nice, super fine sugar, somewhere between granulated and icing sugar, like halfway between. So I just made my own. So I have, I made it yesterday too. I did my shortbread with it. Used caster sugar for my shortbread. Really good. All right, so anyway, it's going to be caster sugar in a minute. So this is just a lot of butter. Like it's, I guess we'd say a cup, but it's actually a little bit under a cup by volume, 200 grams. I have ready some lemon juice and some cream, which are going to be at the end. You want to use a pretty high heat, but then you got to really control it as well. I don't know exactly what to say is the gas mark because this doesn't have marks on it. Definitely bubbling away here. As soon as it's all melted, I'm going to add the sugar. Okay, so in goes the sugar. Now, as you can see, it's really yellow right now. We will know that it's ready when it goes kind of a peanut butter brown, I'll say. I'm going to need an oven mitt because that's really hot. Kind of peanut butter brown is the right color. Nigella says nutty brown, and I didn't know what the heck she meant, and so I let it go too far one time. What she means is peanut butter brown, and I love how it looks. So it's really bubbly, and you got to whisk it the whole time to keep it under control. I'm glad I used this pan actually. See, he's getting some big bubbles in it now. It's starting to, you're starting to separate. The yellow is going darker yellow. Foaming. Here, look at that. See, it's all white and foamy. It'll go brown soon. And it's like a big mass. Oh, I really like making this. There's a whole lot of chemistry going on here, I'd say, or physics, or I don't know what. You know, it comes in, it's like a big mass moving around. Well, you gotta whisk it. And now it's changing again. It's like going like little clouds. I've seen all of this before. Everything is right. My arms get tired. Oh shit. 12 seconds on these. I didn't smooth the tops on them. They're a little funky looking, the puddings. I cannot stop to take those off. That's why I was worried about the phone. See, it's starting to go brown. Do you see how it's starting to go brown? And it's sort of granular-y, starting to go peanut butter brown. We're almost there. Somebody ding me, one of you guys. Okay, see this peanut butter brown color? Do you see that? I don't know how well that shows to you, but it is definitely gone brown. Okay, get the other oven mitt. I'm gonna turn this flame off. Okay, it's a bit separated. The flame is off though. I'm gonna bring out my puddings. No, they're not done. They're not done. We need a little more time. Good, okay. So now stand back because this is gonna splatter. I've got the juice of half a lemon here. It's gonna splatter up like crazy. So stand back. It splatters, it spurts. It's not happy, but we are gonna calm it all down in just a second. There we go, that's all stirred in with the cream, 200 mils of whipping cream. 200 mils. Here it goes. Really good whisking. There are some sugar crystals in there. Those are your treats that you get afterwards. You're gonna put it through a sieve. There we go. This is the toffee sauce. Okay, and now I have my big sieve right over here. You got to sieve it through because sometimes I'm more successful than others in not getting the sugar crystals, but there's quite a few sugar crystals in this one. Those are like little candies that Bob loves to have. That's because it got a little too hot. Wow, I made a lot of sugar crystals this time. Okay, and there's the toffee sauce. So, as soon as these are out of the oven, the ramekins, we're gonna poke them, pour this, or sorry, put them on a plate, like upside down, poke them, pour the hot sauce over, and have it with good vanilla ice cream or whipped cream. That's what you're gonna do. It's just awesome. Okay, let me see if these are done yet. No, not done, not even close. Okay, they're not gonna be done. They're not gonna be done in time, I don't think. So that's fine, but you know what to do. So you'll get them out of the oven when they're done with the tester. Put them on a plate, poke holes, pour the sauce over hot. Now, to keep these, if you don't want to do it right away, the cakes, the little cakes, they freeze up great. If you want to keep them, they'll freeze great. And the sauce, just let it cool, keep it in the fridge, and then reheat it gently, and it'll be fine. So I've done that many, many times. We always have leftovers. Because like I said, I always make a big one, and then there's always leftovers on Boxing Day. So I always just reheat the sauce. Okay, so that's that. That's sticky toffee pudding. I'm gonna turn the record off. Woohoo!